All right, I'm excited. It is time to dive into the formula and to probe and ask questions. So this is step number one. This is the tease.
The tease.
All right,
yes.
so let's take it away.
Okay,
Teach us.
so, you know, I have to say I love the tease because if you're not successful with the tease, they're not even going to watch.
Yep.
They're done, or if it's a website, they went to another site or they're off somewhere else. So I'm going to give you a great story. One day I was taking pitches all day long and just getting bored of these boring pitches, and people weren't using the T's, please, and C's formula, right? And a guy walks in my office, sets this machine down in front of me and says, this is going to be your next home run product. And so right away he had my attention. So that was sort of the tease. And then he puts a Coca-Cola can in this bag, then proceeded to crush the Coca-Cola can in the bag. It was a product called the Food Saver, okay? Vacuum food seal the bag, right? And so I looked at him, and he absolutely had my attention, okay? So I'm watching, and I'm like, what the heck is this, right? So now, he crushed the Coca-Cola can. That wasn't even, the product wasn't designed for that. The product was designed to be able to do that for your leftovers and buy in bulk. So you buy a bunch of cheese or bacon in bulk at a lower price, you're saving money on your food bill. But the point is that once he set it down, told me it's going to be my next home run, and then vacuum sealed and crushed this Coca-Cola can, I call it the $1 billion sound because that got my attention. I listened to everything else he had to say from there, and we did the infomercial, and it became a $1 billion success. Wow. So that is, and it's the Food Saver. This day, you'll see it in retail stores, QVC, everywhere.
Didn't even know that was your.
Yeah, that was mine. That was 1986 that we did that. So now, getting the attention. It's even more so important because now he was face to face, so okay, you think I should be paying attention, but most of us are now selling. We're not in front of the people, right? So we have websites, we have offers going out, we have commercials, and think about this. I'm in the TV business. Someone just watched a movie, it's over. They're not looking to watch a commercial. So they want to maybe go to the bathroom, go get a sandwich, go check on the dinner or something. But I have 6 to 8 seconds to grab them to watch my commercial now. That's the tease. So Billy Mays was one of the greats in creating these selling techniques, okay? So Billy would, let's say he's selling OxyClean, and if you've heard of that product, right? So within 6 seconds, he's eating a meatball sandwich and grease drips all over, and it's like, uh-oh, has this ever happened to you? That's the tease. People can identify with getting something dirty, you're walking into a meeting, etc. So ultimately, it's very, very powerful to be able to get them right away, tease them, get their attention, and then now that you've got their attention, then you have the ability to sell them on the benefits, which is the next step. But the tease is, let's just think of it this way. In today's world, there's so many distractions, so many things to do. You know, I have a 20-year-old, and he's Snapchatting, and he's talking on his phone, and he's got his computer, and he's got all these different things that he's doing. And it's how do you get the attention of these millennials? How do you get, and now just take it even up a step older, we're all doing a lot of different things, right? So, and there's actually a saying that the average millennial has the attention span of a goldfish, okay? Which is about 8 seconds, okay?
Do you know Microsoft actually proved that the average millennial now has the attention span of less than a goldfish?
Less than a goldfish,
it's a second less than a goldfish.
Okay.
This was a study done in 2014.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah,
so you need to perfect this phase of teasing them, get their attention, get their focus, and even. So here we are on Shark Tank, taking pitch after pitch after pitch. Now, the people coming out that are going to give their pitch, they think that, oh, the sharks are all listening to me. Guess what? The sharks are all busy in between takes of checking their emails, dealing with something in their head of how they're going to respond. And like here it is 2 PM. We've already had 5 or 6 pitches. We're not really looking forward to the next one, okay? And I mean, I'm giving you a little inside information here, right?
Some inside scoop.
Okay.
Awesome.
So now somebody comes out. If they start off in a boring, low-key tone and they don't get in, give me a problem, okay? So this is what the tease involves. You start with a problem so that now people can identify. And that's ultimately what the tease is all about. Start with an attention-getting problem. And so now you're going to get my attention as a shark if you show me a problem out in the marketplace, because, okay, now I guess I'm going to see what the solution is and how I can make money at that, right?
Yeah.
So that's why the tease is so important, because you can't just assume that they're going to be listening, that they're going to hear it, that they even care.
Yeah.
You got to make them want to care.
Absolutely. So, you know, and I can speak for this with the internet, right? So having sold about $150 million worth of products on the internet, the tease is incredibly important. And it doesn't change at all. So if you're using a sales video, nothing different in a sales video than in an infomercial. You still have that same few seconds to grab someone right off the bat. If you're doing a webinar, you're actually a little bit lucky, because with a webinar, you have a little bit more time. Someone's committed a lot to be there. That's almost like someone tuning into an infomercial, like saving it on their calendar and tuning in. But still, they're gonna give you a minute max. You gotta get their attention. And on a written sales page, we've seen a lot of these. The tease is usually the headline at the very top, which almost always will address directly a problem and tease at the fact that there's a solution if they continue to engage with that page. So whatever it is you're selling, whether, like you said, whether it's trying to sell a team member to join you, or whether it's trying to raise some money, or whether it's trying to sell your product, you have to first and foremost figure out what problem are you solving?
Right.
And how can you get someone to identify with that? And that's the tease. Did I properly?
Hey, that was very good, because
All right, awesome.
it's because this works. What I think ultimately what you said, Anik, is that it's not just about products. It's services, it's business, it's hiring somebody, it's writing a press release.
Yep.
You got to tease in the opening line,
Yep.
right? You know, so that the reporters and the newspapers want to read the next part. It's raising money. I mean, if you're going to go on a Shark Tank show or you're going to pitch to investors, if you don't get their attention, they're off thinking about something else. They're not listening, and then the rest of what you say just goes right down the tubes.
There's actually episodes I've watched of Shark Tank where some of them, I don't know if they're trying to be funny or what, but they'll go like this on purpose because the pitch is actually that bad.
Right.
And it makes a direct impact. So,
Well, you know, and you can go on the internet and see the 10 worst pitches on Shark Tank, and you know what? In every one of them, they didn't do an effective tease. They didn't get the attention. They didn't solve the problem. And you know, at the end of the day, we all identify with problems, and especially if it's something that's in our life. And so, because now that you've shown it, you're thinking, okay, how are they going to show the solution to this? It's like, you know, a good movie that you know that opens with something powerful, and you want to watch the rest, right? So.
And you alluded to this earlier, and this is really important point. You can have the best offer in the world. You could have the cure to God knows anything, but if you can't get someone past the tease, they'll never hear what it is, and
Exactly.
you'll never get a sale. So one could argue that's the most important step, but it is step number one. So anything else you'd like to add on that? Otherwise, I'm excited to move on.
Hey, I think, you know, we got a ton of other tips coming up here. So, you know, get their attention with a problem, and now we're going to find out what you do next.
All right, so let's move on to step number 2. All right, so that is please. So we'll get to that in a second. We'll see you in the next video.